Hello, Taurus. Welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot, and welcome to your cards for March. I love this month for you. I love everything about the houses that are being hit. I love everything about who you are becoming. And this reading feels like there is such a purpose behind all of the things that are kind of happening or unfolding. And this is a very karmic time as well. Listen, the 11th house is no joke. We have the sun, the Venus, and a new moon in there mid-March. This is kind of the overwhelming feeling of releasing and letting go. But in your 11th house, there's a lot of breakthroughs that can occur. There's a lot of lucky opportunities and a chance for expansion. And it feels very freeing. It feels very liberating in a lot of ways for you. So we want to pay attention. We have also, towards the end of the month, this really beautiful trine between Mars and Saturn. Now, you have been doing the dance with Mars for quite some time. And Mars has been really productive in Taurus. You know, it started off really slow, Mars coming off of that retrograde, kind of limping his way through the last couple of months. And then he hit Taurus and things started to really unfold, right? Now we have Taurus in a square with Saturn. And now as Mars leaves your first house, moving into the second house, there is a whole nother story. Things are going to move very fast, okay? We've got the North Node in Mars meeting up and then making a trine to Saturn, bringing longevity. This is all really good atmosphere for solid decision making, for planting some really good seeds. So you want to really pay attention to what's going on. I feel like there's a special need to be protective of your environment and your space this month. I think you need to protect your mind. Maybe there's some of you that are keeping things to yourself. Maybe there's stuff you're really working on or focusing on. This feels like a focusing energy. And there is a need to kind of keep it to yourself in order to protect it, you know? Protect it from other people's opinions. Just making sure that this is yours and yours alone. Now, I'm picking up on that energy because the overall essence of this reading is that of the 9 of coins, and that's a super independent energy. Nobody's going to tell you what to do or how to do it. Nobody's going to critique your process. You won't allow it. But the universe seems to be inviting something else in. Now, you've got this trine between your 2nd and 10th house. This is about having the confidence to move forward, having done the work, and there's a karmic reward here. There is, if all of the things are in order, if you've done the process, you've done the work, whatever this is for you, the doors are going to start to open now. March is an opening phase. But it's still Pisces season, so we're still releasing things. Now, those things may not be so, I don't know, painstaking as they have been in the past. You know, we've gone through this really deep releasing process. People, places, things. This feels a little bit more mental. Thought processes, karma, debt, you know, something like that. And you could make so much process this month if you are focused. But there's also an element of needing to kind of open up. Inviting others into the game this month. Now you have all of this beautiful energy in your 11th house, which is all about luck. It's all about expansion, like I said, and it can come in the form of benefactors or meeting the right people, being in the right place at the right time. The 11th house is a very magical space. And because you have the sun there, which is a masculine, and Venus there, and she's going to make conjunctions with Neptune, there's so much power here for you. So it's probably a time to start opening up and sharing and breaking down barriers. Now let's get into these cards. Your energy this month is card number 37, Fire Element Desire. Breaking down to a 10, right? A 1. I think Taurus is very self-focused this month. Like I said, we start off March super independent. I think Taurus has a plan. I think they have an agenda. I think Taurus is in the mode of, I can do it all by myself. You know, and there is a freedom that comes with that. There's some things that maybe, you know, single people take for granted, and maybe you're coming out of a relationship or something, and you're just really appreciating the fact that you could just do the things. You know, doesn't have to be about your partner agreeing or talking them into something. Like, there's so much freedom here. And where there is freedom, there seems to be an overwhelming theme this month. I keep getting these visions of like an open highway. Like a highway that was shut down for a long time, and suddenly, you know, the barriers are removed and we're like, oh shit, can we go this way? I don't see anybody else over here. But, you know, your intuition is telling you to keep going. And there's not a lot of fear when you're in a 9 of coins. There's a lot of confidence. I've got this. And that comes from a place of knowing. The 9 of coins is kind of earned. I always say you kind of go through the whole fool's journey, right? Of your values and your place and what you have, and you learn a lot of lessons right until you get to the 9 of coins. And the secret of the 9 of coins is that it really doesn't matter how much you have or what you have or who's with you. You're good. And so I don't think there's a big focus on like consequences or fears. I think there's just I'm going to do it because I can. Comes from a place of intelligence, comes from a place of intuition and groundedness. Now let's keep in mind that this is coins. You know, we're not talking about cups and emotions. We're not talking about air or ideas or over optimism. These are coins. These are facts. You have what you need to do this. You have the ability, you have the tools, you have the skills. You know, maybe there's an adventure that you're going on. You have the money to do this. This is the perfect opportunity. Either way, again, luck is on your side. Now, this first row of cards, I don't know why, but it kind of makes me laugh. I feel, Taurus, although there's a lot of fire and a lot of the pentacle energy coming from this 9 of coins over here, I feel like you are the Queen of Swords right now. I feel as though you're here in the center. And I feel like this is a growing confidence within you. I'll explain that in a second. But I like the way that she's kind of holding the sword up. See, she's holding up a sword and she's kind of cutting past this Page of Cups. And the thing about Mars is it's very severing. So you have to believe that when you yield this sword, the things that you are cutting out are not to be returned. So you want to be wise with this sword. Now, it's not in reverse. I don't have any worries about being like super impulsive or doing things too fast. Like I said, you're in an element of high intelligence, high instinct. I think you're hyper aware of your surroundings and what's going on. And this talks to me about that protection energy, you protecting yourself, protecting your heart, protecting your finances, protecting your values. And to me, this Page of Cups doesn't really have much of a prayer. Now, this Page of Cups can be somebody else. This can be somebody entering your life, maybe somebody asking you out on a date, seeing if you are interested in any way, maybe expressing some feelings, and right away I just pick up on this Queen of Swords energy of you pushing this away completely. But the thing that I'm not sure of is, although you have the sword pointed that way, blocking off or cutting off or severing any form of emotion for maybe a particular person or a particular situation, this is an energy of cutting it off emotionally, and yet your back is turned to this Knight of Coins. And I feel like the universe is going to kind of force you to turn around and look at this. I feel as though you have the best of intentions here. The Queen of Swords seems to be on a mission now. All of that fire energy, that determination, kind of that bulldog spirit, right? And you seem to have a plan, an agenda, and maybe some of the more emotional things feel as though they're going to get in the way. And so maybe there's a part of you that chooses to ignore it. But there's another part of you that you're ignoring in that process, and that is the Knight of Coins. I feel like this is kind of the embodiment of that 11th house. Listen, this Knight of Coins is very stoic, very self-assured, much like this 9 of Coins. There's nothing fancy about it. There's something actually very simple, very simple clothing. 1 coin, feeling sufficient, feeling confident, feeling like you can accomplish so much with just this 1 coin. And she sits on an elephant. And the elephants always speak to me of wisdom from the past, wisdom from places we don't even understand. There is memories. And sometimes we go through situations, and because this is a karmic time, sometimes we go through situations and we tap into a strength that has been built to us in many lifetimes. Maybe that sounds a little bit crazy, but there may be a part of you that's starting to surface now. And maybe it's built on something different. Maybe your values are changing, what you thought you wanted, what you thought was the true meaning of success. And the thing is, you seem to be focused on accomplishing something, and the thing that you don't realize is that you already have that thing. You've already accomplished it. Now, I like that this Queen of Swords is right above this Emperor, the Emperor in the very center of your reading. Emperor always talks about control. Now, we have the Emperor, which is very fiery. We have the fire element here. There is definitely drive, intuition, and ambition this month. And that's great. The Emperor knows how to focus. He knows how to get things done. He knows how to get from A to B. He's in full control. And that's the thing about the Emperor, is sometimes that control can get you into trouble. And as you are hosting Uranus, I don't have to point out the obvious, that control is really not a thing. Control is nothing but an illusion. And this year, at this time, the quicker that you understand and accept that, the easier the rest of this transit's going to be. And I think this Emperor is kind of your intuition telling you to drop the sword. There's an inner wisdom that's whispering to you to kind of break the barrier. You don't have to be so defensive. You don't have to fight for things that are already yours. I have this, I'm going to jump over here to this card, Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, and Rewriting the Future. Right? All about ancestor, like I picked up in this Knight of Coins, like that past life thing, that old version of us. You know, the Queen of Swords is very much about the wisdom of discernment. And we could look at our patterns, the things that we do, the mind, the way that it works, the way that we say, oh, this is impossible, or that would never happen, or I can never have that, or I can't get over this, or I can't forgive them. And this Uranus in your sign is going to force you to break that. And this is all about the severing. And we have to sever things from our lives so that we can grow and ascend. Now, this Page of Cups is right above this Four of Wands, and there's something very connecting about this Four of Wands. I like the way that these two people are kind of moving in tandem, allowing each other, right? There's an easiness, and I think this is all about that full moon in Virgo at the beginning of the month. You know, you cannot ignore that call from your fifth house, no matter how hard you try. Maybe you're super focused on your career. Maybe you're super focused on learning something or creating something or taking care of something. The universe is going to invite you, like all this Neptune energy in your 11th, like there's very social aspects with this. And it's really about connecting to others. And it's about expressing yourself so people can get on board with you. And when it talks about Pisces season, it's the mending, the meshing of things, the dissolving into one. It is very much about connection. And the danger this month is if you try to control all of the things, you're going to miss out on some pretty cool opportunities. Four of Wands, Three of Swords. There's an instant regret. I should have gone to that party. I should have gone out with that person. I should have answered that email. You know, sometimes this is like tapping into your emotional side, allowing the creativity to flow. But under it is a hangman, and there's this part of your life, this part of like the missing puzzle piece is a connection to other. And this is simply landing in your lap if you allow it. And look, right here underneath this Emperor, Queen of Swords, Empress, and the High Priestess. I think internally, I think that voice inside of you is probably telling you to let go. Probably telling you to go with the flow of some stuff. Look, if you are worried about losing progress, you won't. We have all the planets moving forward. We have Mercury moving through Aquarius again in your 10th house, meeting up again with Saturn and Jupiter. Rewriting the plan, right? Rewriting the future. Okay, here's where we are. And I'm going to rewrite this plan, and instead of saying it has to be like this, A, B, C, D, and E, like this has to check all the boxes, all this has to be done first, rewrite it and just say what you want the outcome to be. Okay, you know what? I don't care how it happens. I don't care how the pieces come together. Here's what I want. I want this amazing relationship. I want love. I want success. I want money. I want a bigger house. Whatever your wishes, dreams, and desires are very possible now if you could relinquish the control of how it's going to get to you. Do not sever these opportunities. Do not sever any chance to connect with others emotionally, creatively, passionately. You have to understand that March is really about tapping in. It's really about allowing yourself to be in a place where you could tap in to passion and joy and love. And look, the universe is going to be relentless. The more you try to control, the more Three of Swords it's going to feel like. Well, I need things to go this way, and then the heartbreak that you deal with when it doesn't go your way really sets you back. Hanged man. Keeping you in stagnation. But this High Priestess right under this Empress, like this Emperor, look, the High Priestess is your secret weapon. The softening, the allowing, the listening to the signs. I don't care how silly it is. Maybe you go into work one day and you look at your horoscope for the day and it says something cheesy about meeting the love of your life. And then you meet somebody on an app or something. Don't turn that down. The universe is giving you signs. It's guiding you. And the Nine of Coins is saying you can trust yourself to go with the flow. You can trust yourself to let go a little bit. Look I can't make this up. Surrender to the divine, full moon. I am the loving energy of the universe. It's time to go with the flow. Allow things to unfold. Allow the universe to deliver the things to you. So you're going to have to really resist this need to create the situations, Look, I can tell you, yep, this is it. Ace of Wands, the end of the month. By the end of the month, you're going to meet the love of your life, or the new great passion. Sure, absolutely, it's possible. But are you going to allow it? Are you going to listen to the signs? Are you going to go out with your friends? Are you going to enjoy life? Are you going to take a break? Because this Ace of Wands cannot arrive at your doorstep until you relinquish the control. Now here's the bonus. Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. Card number 62. Now I'm getting a couple things from this particular card. I think part of your fear is the losing control, right? Like and this can go even as far as friends. Like this doesn't have to be about love. It could just be about meeting new people, introducing yourself to a new group or an association. And there's always a level of feeling vulnerable. And the Turtle Spirit tells me that as long as you're doing like the little things, as long as you're showing the universe that there's progress, it's going to go okay. And you don't have to be afraid of things moving too quickly, or like people being up in your business too quickly, or, meeting somebody and all of a sudden they're trying to move in with you, like that stuff that gives you that ultimate panic attack at the thought, which is why the Queen of Swords is here. Like there's still that part of you where you don't want anybody to invade your space. The universe is handing you some pretty cool opportunities for expansion, through love, through friendship, through, the lighter side of life. And the universe will work with you. It's not going to shove it down your throat. You don't have to feel like you're getting trampled over. It could go as slow as you want it to, as long as you're open to it. Now, card number 62 also speaks to me about maybe something going on in your life where you've been slowly and diligently trying to make changes or to make progress. Maybe you've started something new. Maybe you opened this dating app like 6 months ago and you just are not finding anything interesting. I think the Turtle Spirit is a message to not give up. Like now is definitely not the time, as Mars is trining Saturn, strengthening the foundations, bringing you longevity, making the things that you desire and turning them into something like long-term and substantial. Okay, if there's jobs coming into your life, job offers, new friendships, like it's built on solid ground. It's good for you. It's going to strengthen you. So you just can't be afraid of the new. And don't give up. Don't give up on those goals. Just give up on the way you thought they were going to happen. You got to rewrite that story. All right, Taurus, that was an awesome reading. I do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful March. I will see you again for your April readings. Take care. Bye.